think of a more influential and universally loved figure for fashion, femininity, and films other than Audrey Hepburn. To this day, women try to emulate her radiant chic look. Her films, her timeless elegance, and her achievements other than acting will be remembered forever. Let's find out how this fresh-faced beauty ended up winning an Oscar for Best Actress at the age of 24. Audrey Hepburn's regality was already ingrained in her DNA. She was born to a Dutch baroness and an English father who also believed to descend from English aristocracy. Audrey was born in Belgium, grew up in England, and moved to the Netherlands at the onset of World War II with her now single mother. Believing that they would be safe in the seemingly neutral country, Audrey, who was 6, and her mother faced hardships in Nazi-occupied Holland. This time in her life, Audrey remembered so vividly. She said, "We saw young men put against the wall and shot, and they'd close the street and then open it, and you could pass by again. Don't discount anything awful you hear or read about the Nazis. It's worse than you could ever imagine." When the war ended and Holland was liberated, Audrey went to ballet school and modeled on the side. Her privileged upbringing gave her poise, erudition, and the ability to speak Dutch, English, French, Spanish, and Italian. Audrey was also a chorus girl and took elocution lessons before she was scouted and cast in small parts in European films. This was her first taste of film acting. When she was 22, she was cast in her first major role on Broadway, a play called Gigi in 1951. French novelist Colette spotted Hepburn during the filming of the movie called Monte Carlo Baby and immediately cast Audrey for the role of Gigi. The success of this play made Hollywood executives notice the young and fresh-faced Hepburn. They had no choice but to get Hepburn a role that would change her life forever. William Wyler, a film director, was looking for the perfect Princess Anne for his film called Roman Holiday. Once he saw Hepburn's screen test, he said, "She had everything I was looking for: charm, innocence, and talent. She also was very funny. She was absolutely enchanting, and we said, that's the girl." Audrey stunned audiences with her natural girly beauty and acting, opposite Gregory Peck, who actually insisted that Hepburn got equal pay as him and equal headlining of her name by his in this film. This movie made Hepburn a star. The world was at her feet. 1954 was Hepburn's year. She was awarded a BAFTA Award for Best British Actress in a Leading Role, a Golden Globe for Best Actress Motion Picture Drama, and of course the Academy Award for Best Actress. Hepburn rushed to the Oscar ceremony straight after her Broadway performance in Undine. Still, with her dramatic stage makeup on, but now in a lucky dress from Roman Holiday, Audrey had just made it on time to accept her statuette. Audrey won a Tony for her work in Undine too in 1954. She did not appear on stage after this. Audrey obviously went on to headline more major motion pictures after signing with Paramount for a 7-year contract. Unlike other Oscar-winning actresses like Olivia de Havilland, Bette Davis, or Ginger Rogers, who battled their studios for breach of contract or other unfair treatment, Audrey's studio gave her 12 months between film shoots to focus on her stage career too. Hepburn illuminated the screens in movies like Sabrina, War and Peace, Funny Face, Love in the Afternoon, and Nun's Story. This was all throughout the 1950s. When the 1960s arrived, so did new stars, new films, and of course new fashion. Fashion houses like Givenchy were making huge waves in cinema. Audrey's success was not backing down either. In fact, she appeared in probably her most famous film role of Holly Golightly in Breakfast at Tiffany's in 1961. One of the most famous films in the history of cinema, fashion, and high society life. Givenchy designed the famous little black dress for Audrey to wear in the film, among other looks. Audrey stated that the role was the jazziest of her career and added, "I'm an introvert. Playing the extroverted girl was the hardest thing I ever did." Audrey, now in her 30s, played more extravagant and mature roles in diverse genre films like The Children's Hour, Charade, My Fair Lady, Two for the Road, and Wait Until Dark. Audrey won 3 BAFTAs overall for her role in Roman Holiday, Nun's Story, and Charade. When the 1960s were wrapping up, so did Audrey's acting career. Although she starred in a handful of lesser-known films and projects, she focused on family and humanitarian work instead. Since her rise to fame, Hepburn worked with UNICEF, and in the 1980s, Hepburn became a UNICEF ambassador and traveled extensively to help various emergency operations all around the world. She said, "I can testify to what UNICEF means to children, because I was among those who received food and medical relief right after World War II. I have a long-lasting gratitude and trust for what UNICEF does." Hepburn won the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award at the 1993 Oscars for outstanding contributions to humanitarian causes. Her son accepted the award on her behalf since she passed away a few months before. In addition, AFI has listed her as the 3rd most greatest female star after Katharine Hepburn and Bette Davis. Audrey was such a fascinating person, on and off screen, to say the least. Her humble, noble, and gentle nature made her very special in the glamour and gossip-filled Hollywood. As time goes by, her image and work keeps getting more and more valued, something only a leading lady can do.